do wish you'd stop interrupting me.
So this will be my first time broadcasting. I'm working on Divinity: The Original Sin. Got the enhanced edition here. I've been at it for a little while. The only reason I started broadcasting this is because someone requested to see it. This is my second playthrough of the game, I think. So I'm kind of using a guide to kind of push me through it and find all the hidden juicy bits and whatnot. I admit that The Original Sin is one of those games that if you're not looking for everything, you're not gonna find everything. There's a lot of hidden stuff in it, and there's a lot of hidden story in it too. I think if you're not talking to everybody and exhausting every last dialogue option, you're not gonna get every little thing. So I'm kind of pushing through it this time to kind of get that. And most people that just immediately have end in their dialogue, they really don't have anything to contribute.
Come hither, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand.
I love all the little one-liners that show up in this game from the random NPCs.
Over here, sweetie.
Come hither, sweetheart.
I'm aching to
Oh, if
share
I
a
had a
moment
star
together.
for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand.
Are these prostitutes? I'm guessing these are prostitutes. Oh, I'm not me right now. Hold on.
If I said you had a great body, would you hold it again?
Yeah, either these are tryhards or prostitutes.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
So let's see here. Hold on a second.
Come hither, sweetheart.
Half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least it don't have that distinct underside of a preacher roller.
Better that
Now
than
that
reeking of
is a
fresh
tasty
blood.
beverage.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
Mmm, delicious.
Alright, it's gonna be kind of hard to navigate this place with 4 people, so you wait here.
What can I get?
The immaculate fold. Yes! I can feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Of a new order, Paul.
Alright. So, I see someone's just joined the broadcast.
I just know I could take you on a while.
Like I was saying a minute ago, this is the first time I've ever broadcasted on PlayStation. On anything really. I don't usually broadcast anything. But this is probably my second playthrough of Divinity, so I'm kind of going through and scrawling out everything. Getting all the little hidden bits here and there. Seeing who all there is to talk to.
You startled me. Let me compose myself. Hello, stranger. How can I help you? Oh, me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband, Blosius, is a legionnaire currently stationed in Sicil, but I haven't heard from him in far too long.
Yeah, that dude got turned into a skeleton.
He's Will? But that means he's... Oh, no. Oh, not my cutie, broody buttercup.
Wow.
Here you go.
And there's a shiny coin.
Enjoy.
Happy change.
pie. Wanna have a good time?
Tell me, sweetie, you and someone, or are you always this hot? Do you believe in the gods, baby? 'Cause you're the answer to all my prayers.
Hi there, cutie pie.
you
Wanna have a
have,
good
dear?
I'd kill for a beer.
Won't be a moment.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? 'Cause you're the answer
right.
to all my prayers.
So,
Why
right
don't
now,
you stay a while, darling?
I'm trying to
know I
infiltrate
could
these
take you on a
Immaculates, but I'm
wild ride if you let me.
right now running around Silver Glen, seeing what there is to see, picking up what there is to pick up. My main two characters are a rogue and a barbarian. I don't even know what she is.
Tell me, sweetie, you have someone, or
Yeah, I
you
guess
always
barbarian.
this?
Fighter thing, but I've been doing all kinds of nefarious things with the rogue. I've stolen so much.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
I'd have a galaxy in my hand.
One thing that I find kind of funny about Divinity is that you can say what you want to your companions when the dialogue options come up, and that determines basically your alignment, I suppose. It determines all of your little character traits and whatnot, you know, independent, heartless, all that. But you can do whatever you want, more or less, in the game as long as you're not caught, and it doesn't really affect you all that much. It doesn't affect those traits all that much.
News from the mines.
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Unacceptable.
So I think that's pretty cool. You can pretty much be whoever you want to be, and your words speak louder than your actions. That's always fun.
Conduit's grace upon you, friend. Seek her, and you shall find salvation. A little word of warning, traveller. The lands to the north of here...
You dare disturb my ruminations? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about your eyes. But not to fear, not to fear. I've just the potion for that.
My, look at you! I bet your blood would fill a bloodstone good and proper.
That's not creepy or anything.
My, look at you. I bet your blood would fill a bloodstone good and proper.
Are you guys brothers or friends? Either way, you're creepy.
We're a mile away from the goblin camp beyond the canyon, but you can still smell them if the wind blows southward. Such vile things, those goblins.
Ah, thank... Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind. Ah, thank... Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
I'm at one of those slow points in the game where I've just transferred to a new area, and
delicious.
I'm doing all the re-gearing and purchasing of skills. Oh, I've been looking for that. Awesome.
I'd like to order a drink, please.
What'll you have, dear?
I'd kill for a beer.
Won't be a moment.
Conduit's grace.
Praise the goddess.
We're a mile away from the goblin camp beyond the canyon, but you can still smell 'em if the wind blows southward. Such vile things, those goblins.
Feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Please.
Oh, I already talked to you.
We're a mile away from...
Jesus, none of these people are original.
Ever shot a bullseye in your sleep? Well, no wonder with your skill book as empty as all that.
There we are.
Here you go.
Watch where you're going. These beauties will pay.
Wow. Okay, he had rage too. I'm actually pretty amazed with some of the man-at-arms skills in this, because the last time I played through, I played with 2 clerics, and that was difficult. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little difficult. But this time I have a couple of fighters in my party, and things are a little easier. That's nice. I'm gonna have to come back and get that one. That was pretty dope.
Waitress, service, please.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
Okay, I get that this is the town of the Immaculates and it's a religion centered around necromancy and blood magic and whatnot, but why are there no non-creepy necromancers? Like, have you never met a necromancer that was charismatic or some such? Everyone here is creepy. Everyone here is creepy.
Hi there, cutie pie.
Oh,
Want to have
welcome
a
to
good
the
time?
stream, Black Cat. Yeah. Oh, I got 3 people in the stream now, and 1 cool. So, like I was saying earlier, this is the first time I've ever done a stream before, so I don't know if this is worth watching to anyone. But someone requested to watch my gameplay, so I figured I'd just throw up a stream for everyone to check out. This is my second playthrough of Divinity. So I'm running through and trying to find all the neat little fun things that I missed before.
Pure. With its blood, the goddess is the word. Through the conduit she speaks, and through me her wisdom is repeated. How may I enlighten you? Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. We are the chosen ones of the goddess. The benedictions of the blood render our bodies and spirits unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become part of the sacred soul. And you too, Seeker, could become one such part.
You know, the sad thing is this guy is easily the least creepy Immaculate that we've experienced so far.
You find yourself in the goddess's temple, therefore it follows she wants you to take the true path. So here, have this hallowed tome, read it, absorb the wisdom within, then find the second part and do with it the same. If an Immaculate you want to be, a test of knowledge shall be your first step towards enlightenment. Do you hold it to be true, O Seeker, that you are blessed be your premise the first? In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine. Correct?
Wait a minute, I think I hit the wrong option, because I was not supposed to do this yet.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One.
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
Diablo versus Divinity. I played a lot of Diablo and I played a good bit of Divinity. I have to say my favorite is Divinity. I'm an old school fan of RPGs back from Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate, and Diablo is not, it's not classical in the same ways. It's a lot of fun and there's a lot of different stuff to get into, but a lot of the focus on Diablo is the action and the gear and the grinding. It's very power gamey. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Nothing. I do enjoy the game, but for me, Diablo is only fun when you're playing with friends. Divinity has so much to get into, and to me, the story is a lot more in-depth, and it focuses a lot more on your individual characters. In Diablo, when you play a barbarian, you're a barbarian. That's it. That's all there is to it. In Divinity, if you pick up a barbarian, you could be any kind of barbarian. You can embellish on that, be a different kind of character, this, that, and the other. So, to me, Divinity is more reminiscent of classic, like, dungeon crawly RPGs, like Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights. So it's more a favorite to me. But I have both games, I play both games, I love both games. So I guess that's, I mean, they're very different, so it's hard to kind of compare them in that way. I don't know, that's just my opinion though. I mean, anybody can look at it any way they want to. What do you think? Which one do you prefer?
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Yeah, the pet perk, or the pet pal perk, really kind of brings the game to life in a lot of ways, because you get so many wild and varied voice talents just for the animals, and they're all hilarious, every one of them.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Chickens are the best.
Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
In fact, that premise is incorrect.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater should be used in service of the lesser, so that balance may be achieved. Correct?
Agreed.
That premise the third. Only those who have partaken in the spilling of blood and thereby created the stone that lives, the stone soaked with blood, may be called an immaculate. Correct?
Agreed.
Your knowledge has been weighed and you have been found wanting. Begone, aspirant, and do not return until true...
Yeah, I goofed. Oh well. So I was supposed to read a book. I have to be honest, some of the most tedious things in this game, though, revolve around having to read to get knowledge. Like, there are literally parts in the game where you have to pick up a book and read the book. And they're not book length. Some of them are like 3 to 5 pages. But you still have to sit here and read to get your answer to the game. And I won't say I dislike it, but it can definitely be tedious sometimes. Oh well.
Come hither, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy.
It is interesting, and that's the only thing that saves it, I think, is the fact that with Divinity you can gain knowledge that you wouldn't have had otherwise, and if you have the wherewithal to pick up every book you find and read through them and at least look to see what they have to say, then yeah, you'll kind of get an edge on the game. Where it becomes tedious is sometimes you'll get a book or you'll get a quest where you have to have a book that you missed a chapter or ago, and you have the option of either trying to stumble your way through that quest without that knowledge,
The fuse is getting shorter.
or just, you know, go back and get that book.
Back off! Bicky bomb! One more step and Bicky boom! No, don't go! Please help me! That thing is keeping me trapped here! It's crazy! It'll kill me!
Okay, something weird's going on here.
Come on. Are you afraid of that pathetic little thing? Show us what you've got.
Oh god, here we go again. The worst part of this game so far is the fact that my two characters cannot get along. One of them will make a decision and the other one has to bicker with them. I don't know what happened. I guess I picked the wrong AI when I started the game for them to get along, but these two never agree on anything. And while that adds a lot of interesting moments where they argue back and forth, I get to play this little mini game a lot. It gets annoying.
He's bluffing, I say, but you might actually go boom soon.
And it's basically rock, paper, scissors. Oh, come on. Yep. Well, it's weird because throughout the game you get opportunities to build your character's relationship, and these two are very good friends. There are a lot of times where they agree, but there's just as many times where they disagree, and I don't understand why. It's almost like the game intentionally makes them disagree just to give me something to do sometimes. I haven't yet figured out entirely what it is that will make them agree, because even when I played with my last two characters, my two clerics that I played through the first time, they did the same thing. They didn't bicker as often as these two, but they would constantly disagree even though they had almost the same build and the same personality. It was very strange. So I think that it's kind of built into the game a little bit for the characters to bicker, but I think certain things that you do will make them bicker more, and I may have just touched that nerve for these two characters.
Have it your way.
And it often comes out like this because I use Roderick as the main, as kind of the face of my party, because he has a huge charisma. He has like a 9 or a 10 for charisma. But more often than not, he'll make a suggestion, the minigame will ensue, and then Scarlet will jump in and be like, hold on, I suggest we don't do that very well thought out thing you just said, and then we end up doing it her way. So like right now, I'm probably about to fuck up this quest. Yep, there it goes. So, you know, that's the irritating, like, it just dropped my reputation. I did everything in my power to make that go the way it was supposed to, and it's almost like the game was just like, no, you've been doing too well recently. We're gonna just, you know, throw this at you. Here, have fun not succeeding.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
A brothel key, and a chest that now belongs to no one, I assume. And he just wrecked this whole place up, didn't he? That is one of the few things about this game that does irritate me greatly, is sometimes you can do everything in your power, and I don't know, you'll fail because your characters disagreed. And like I said, it may be that I accidentally have in the past set them against each other, but they don't always disagree. They only disagree when it matters. It's weird. I don't know. So this is the brothel room that I just got the key to, and I'm going to take everything that isn't bolted down. A blunt dagger. Okay. Oh, a mandolin. I don't know what use that is, but I like instruments.
Not even worth the rummaging.
Oh. I have lockpicks though, right? Huh. I guess the lock on this chest is too advanced for me. What's my lock picking score? It's impressive. Oh well. I guess... Can I pick it up? Oh yeah. Lock level of 4. Christ. And it's immune to everything, so I guess we'll be coming back to that one. Let's get out of here. Huh. Yeah, I'm taking your deck of cards. No more spades for you.
How's business for you anyway?
Swell enough, swell enough. Would be better if you'd glance in
Look
my
at you, sugar. Oh, I could take you on a ride neither of us would soon forget. Indeed I do. And I'm just itching to take you places you've only ever dreamed of, darling. What's a lousy 250 gold between an adventurer like you and a fine piece of tail like the one I've got in store for you?
So I guess this is where I throw up the disclaimer that everything just got R-rated.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Why do I feel like if I engage this person, I'm not just gonna lose 250 gold? Like I'm gonna wake up and all my stuff's gonna be gone? Is that a valid concern?
Tell me, sweetie.
Oh, that's this.
Oh well.
Are you always this hot?
I guess the 250 gold was so my 3 friends could come along. Wow, she must really be excited. She is just running to this room, man. Like, it just this is the face of a determined prostitute.
There you are, darling. So we shall, sugar. But do please.
Yeah, I figured. Let's see how this works out.
There you are, darling. Let's do it. But first, I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're in charge tonight, after all. So tell me, which sort best floats your boat? A savage, merciless witch, or a gentle, sensuous nymph?
Christ. Give me the witchy treatment, you naughty thing.
No, I was hoping you'd say that.
Why do I feel like she's about to transform and attack me or something?
It was a terribly stormy night. In the tiny hut, a cauldron steamed and bubbled. A figure stood in the corner, pressing its fat, purple nose into the sharp indentation where the hut's walls met. Low muttering burbled through its jagged teeth and bloated lips. A knock, swift and sharp, fell upon the door. "Babe Orb," a small voice called. "Babe Orb, it's happening, it is time." The figure stood up straight and straightened the long, stained apron that hung about its hips. "A moment, child, a moment," Babe Orb croaked, hurrying over to the cauldron. She quickly filled 2 flasks with the swirling violet brew and stuffed them into her pouch. In a flash, she was through the hut's door, flicking 2 gold coins at the grubby child, who scrambled to retrieve them from the dark doorsteps where they fell. The wind whipped Babe Orb's hair, lashing her thick skin with thorns. But the old witch had mind for one fact alone. The counsellor was nearly dead. After some minutes, she arrived at the edges of town. Working her way into the counsellor's sick room now required stealth, not speed. And so Babe Orb crept, silent as a cat, between alley and square until she came to the doors of his old, silent mansion. It was nearly easy for the witch to sidle in, masked in a simple wallflower charm, and wind her way into the crowded room where the counsellor lay dying. She cradled her flask in her arms, enjoyed their warm sloshing, and awaited the final moment. "Soon," she whispering croaked, "soon enough the counsellor will be mine." The wailing mourners around her took no notice. And that's the end of chapter 1. So cutie. What do you think? Oh, I bet you could use a pipe, couldn't you? A few puffs sure takes the edge off the suspense, doesn't it? Oh, well. This has been a pleasure, darling. Come find me again any old time.
So I paid 250 gold for a story. Okay, sure, whatever. That was... yeah. Alrighty then. Should I even bother with the other one? I don't think so.
Come hither, sweetheart.
I
If I had a
don't think so.
star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. Hey there, tall and strong. Up for a little roll in the hay?
Not today, Ramon. I'm not in the mood for your games.
What games, Branny? You've always been Silver Glen's finest attraction, you know.
Yeah, no.
Come hither, sweetheart. If I had a star for every time you brighten my day.
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come.
Okay.
You believe in the gods, baby, 'cause you're the answer to all my prayers.
How's business for you, anyway?
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for operations in Silver Glen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. Please, oh my, only you must. I invited when the job was done. These goblins followed Drexis like...
Alright. Goblins have overtaken the Luculla mines. He wants the head of Drexis, the goblin leader. Oh, I can deal with that. Medora wants to talk.
I don't mean to make trouble where there ain't any, comrade. But in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your lap after a moment's meeting is hiding something they hope you won't discover. I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on. Oh, Medora must be going mad, mustn't she? Tie her up and cart her away. I never once acted outside of my best judgment, comrade. I've made my share of mistakes, from the trifling to the grave, but I promise you this. I'd rather be overly suspicious all day, every day, than let a single piece of evidence slip through my notice.
I mean, that's not a bad point. Suppose it's better to be overly suspicious and not miss anything than to be naive and get a dagger in your back. So apparently there's a cat over here that I should be looking for by the name of Brandon. So, let's find out.
Coming right up. New order, Paul.
I don't see anybody in here by that name though. Wonder if he went upstairs.
There we are.
Oh, no, he ain't gonna be in there. Weird.
Business for you anyway. Swell enough. Would be better if you'd glance in my direction, though.
Truth is,
There
I'm
he
a
is.
source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet? Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. I'm finished with this one-pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks, and now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
You believe in the gods,
Why
baby?
don't you stay
Because
a
you're the
while,
answer to
darling?
all my
I
prayers.
just know I could
Something
take you
does
on a
seem fishy,
while.
but
I
let's
must
hear it
say,
anyway.
I'm also intrigued.
Oh, good. You agree.
Oh, I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it, sell it, and live out the rest of me days in comfort.
Now you're gonna die is what you're gonna do, because that shit is poisonous.
Oh, excuse me, please. Won't be a moment.
But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular.
that are sure to make your mouth water.
They're all my prey.
I wouldn't wish the wrath on me worst enemy, though.
So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats' ill effects at bay.
Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, is not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea, and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damn bridges, haven't they? I'm no man to a strange sort of substance, discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since. To the right buyer, it's worth more than diamonds. Lardon's actually invited those bug-eyed creeps here himself. The miners were dropping like flies, and goblins had more of a natural tolerance for the work. Little did we know they'd overrun the place in a matter of months.
Want to have a good time?
Well, kick my cap and call me Sue. Taking tasks from back dealers, are we? Gods almighty.
Do you believe in the gods,
Must
baby?
you look every
'Cause you're the
gift horse
answer
in the
to
mouth.
all my prayers.
Tenebrium may well prove to be of incalculable value to us. And us, unfortunately, still includes you, Sue.
Hello again, Your Grace. On behalf of the Mining Guild, I thank you from the bottom of our humble hearts for your assistance in this matter. I hope all's going swimmingly, my liege. Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt, but 10 times as difficult to extract and infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately. Yes, a dreadful business, that. I've been fortunate enough to avoid the sickness so far, my liege, but my heart truly breaks for the families of those who've been afflicted. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first we attributed these symptoms to, well, to poor diet, laziness, and general malingering. Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and those we lost can never be brought back, no matter what that crackpot conduit would have one believe. My liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter embarrassment to Silver Glen.
So not everyone here is immaculately insane.
Some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess made her way to Silver Glen at the height of the rot's hold on our miners. The people were desperate, you see. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began speaking of her as though she were some messiah. Now most of the town is taken with her little cult of immaculates, as she calls them. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick, or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Imagine hypnotizing an entire town with nothing more than snake oil.
Alrighty then.
feast out of old Fuckwood, all right. A veritable banquet of lard. Oh, yuck.
Troll toll! Troll toll, if you please. It may be pointless, life may be pointless, but the toll needs to be paid. How could it be? My life is like the bridge behind me. It goes nowhere. Loneliness such as this, how it weighs, how it burdens. Dear me, why? I stand here day and night. Humans hate me, for I must take their gold for no good reason at all. Even among my own, I find no companionship. Troll toll is all they think about. Once, though, I was happy. A girl, one of your very own kind, used to pass by daily. She was bright and young and gay. She smiled. She bade me good morning. She told me about the dreams that had come to her in the night. But then she left for a faraway land. She is gone, and I have been lonely ever since. Oh, if only a jolly young girl would come to talk to me once more. It's all the goblins' fault. They cut the ropes to prevent you humans from going to the mines below. Ropeless, pointless, and yet I must cry for toll. We ask for toll because our king commands us to. He is mad for gold, all his senses crave it. Gold is his life, and therefore it is my life too. Even though I care more for the daisies in the fields than I could ever care for cold, dead metal, no matter how pretty its lustre. 1,000 gold coins, such is the toll I must ask.
Sure we will. It's only courteous to pay the toll, troll.
Just look at him, asking toll to
You're
cross
gonna pay
a
1,000
broken
gold.
bridge. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you're gonna pay 1,000 gold to cross a broken bridge. No.
Might as well jump off the cliff for all the good he's doing.
I'm sure the goblins
Either we
wouldn't mind.
pay the troll or you pay the piper.
We're really gonna do this again. You're gonna completely beat me out every time.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, okay, there's that. Yep. Oh, look at that. I won.
No, no. We'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
So you will not pay? I can hardly blame you, though the rules of toll-taking trolls stipulate I must club you to death for your refusal. I shall not do so. What, I wonder, would be the point? He is the... Leave!
Goddess above, have you ever seen a creature more pathetic than Fumble?
Indeed I haven't, good-for-nothing troll. Just stands there and mopes on.
So he wants a friend, someone to talk to. I wonder if the the prostitute over here will go tell him the story.
That world-weary face is giving...
Yes.
Is he a gentle troll? Would he benefit from my particular expertise, you think? It is strange, but, well, if you're willing to pay me on behalf of your toll-taking friends, I'll be glad to keep him company. I do believe 2,050 gold should cover it.
Christ almighty.
Why are you always this hot?
And
Fine.
I'll take that gold.
So, unless I'm very much mistaken, we just paid a courtesan to cheer up a lonely troll.
Christmas free anyway.
Still, I don't feel quite comfortable about all this. Frankly, it creeps me out.
I'm a wee bit shocked at the moment.
Waiting for a particular plan of mine to pan out for now.
And she's still not moving with any sort of gumption at all. So yeah, I just basically paid. I guess courtesan is the nicest word you can use. Just basically paid a prostitute to sit and talk to a troll so he wouldn't be lonely. Yeesh.
Troll told. Troll, leave.
I gotta see this.
Just look at him, asking toll to cross a broken bridge. Ridiculous.
Hasn't been paid in ages, has he? Might as well jump off.
Troll told. Why, oh, why? Troll told.
To be jealous of that cretin of a fumble, it's inconceivable.
Yeah, here we are.
You're not gonna talk?
Friend.
Oh.
Champion of my heart. I cannot describe my rapture. A ruby you have brought me, more precious than any other on this earth. Happiness. He has returned in all his sunny glory. For this unparalleled service, I must repay you. Have it back. The fee you paid on my behalf. Let sordid gold not stand between our friendship.
Oh, cool.
Let's see how long her storytelling lasts. Let's see how long it takes this woman to abandon him and cast him back into misery.
You stick a stocking in it already?
Oh boy. Alright, well, that's I think it's pretty much it for this time around. If you guys actually enjoyed sitting here watching me do this and want to see more of this, I guess just shoot me a message or leave a comment here, and I'll do it again sometime. But I guess this is it for now. Y'all have a good one.